Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here.
And SandyClaws eating Cheetos.
And Jacob Wile just got done eating tacos.
Awesome. And and welcome to part 1 of the Creator Games Project Infinity Concept Creation Challenge. Project 2, the recap review thingamajig. Oh my god, it's so complicated to say. It's just like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. So, okay, folks. So what we're going to do, Sandy and Jacob, I really do think it'll be a benefit for us to go through these projects, to give the projects as much time as we can, kind of looking at them and reviewing all the elements of them and not feeling rushed to get through talking about them. I think what we're going to do for all of these is just kind of like, as long as we have the two things going on, we'll just devote a podcast to each of the projects that get submitted. Does that sound good to you guys?
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Cool. So with that in mind, we are talking the most anticipated project of 2017 thus far, Team Drax's Dog with a Blog revival of River Country. Oh boy.
Folks, just to let you know, if we laugh or make some kind of semi-rude joke, it's not about your team, it's about the show. So just go into this knowing that.
Okay, so Sandy, I just kind of want to start this podcast off. Like, I honestly kind of feel like we can have a fun time with this podcast, making it like having some improvised humor out of it. Let's just start with riffing on this perfect family picture right here. All right, let's break it down for a minute.
A perfect family and a perfect bench and a perfect park.
I mean, look,
perfect sky.
Look at that bench, man. It's like all the wood is just like perfectly smooth. It's like there's no chip paint or anything.
Actually, there kind of is if you look. Actually, there kind of is a little bit. So
Well,
it's not perfect.
That's what's perfect about it. There's little
exactly.
imperfections, but there's no big imperfections like a normal bench.
Yeah. I think it represents how a family can look perfect on the outside, but on the inside can have a lot.
And in the inside, there's something else.
Oh dear.
This show provides a deep insight into the family of the psyche of a family life.
I mean, after all, Dog with a Blog is like the most psychologically complex, human drama we've seen since like Breaking Bad. I mean, it's groundbreaking in that way.
Yeah.
It's like the dog is writing the blog, but the family wants to take the credit for it, man. And how far is that going to go? It's just a giant tug of war power struggle. It's like forget Walter White and Gus Fring. It's all about Stan James Jennings and Avery Jennings. I don't know.
I've never seen the show, so I don't know what characters these are. I know Stan is the dog.
I know that Avery is the teenage girl, and I kind of assume she interacts the most with Stan the dog, so that's just a guess. I have no idea. Who knows?
And even the dog is perfect. He has a perfect brown circle around his eye. It's like, come on.
And worst of all is that kid, because that kid is named Tyler, and I really, really hate people that are named Tyler. They really get under my skin.
It's a good thing I don't have that common of a name.
I'm kidding, folks. My name is Tyler, by the way, so it's a joke. Anyways,
You just hate that he just looks so incredibly young.
Yeah, pretty much.
And his name is
Just like, look at me, guys. I'm in this family with this dog, and I'm just in the park taking a picture. Whoop-de-whoop-de-doo. I like Star Wars.
You're just jealous.
Okay, and I bet this kid sounds exactly like that voice. I bet whoop-de-dip-de-doo is his catchphrase. All right.
That's what he does with his hair. Whip-de-dip-de-doo.
Whip-de-dip-de-doo. Okay, guys, but seriously, let's kind of start breaking this down. Now, of course, we kind of had the big cliffhanger at the end of the last project review where Team Baby Groot won last project, and they got to decide what IP, out of any IP from Disney after 2009, that Team Drax had to incorporate into their revival of River Country and their refurbishment of the Fort Wilderness campgrounds. And, of course, humorously enough, we get these freakishly unlikable people. So that's what I want to stress here, folks. Sandy, Jacob, I'm sure there's certain things about this project that kind of grind your gears a little bit, but keep in mind, these poor souls that had to work on this project, they did not want to do Dog with a Blog, but darn it, they went out of their way to research Dog with a Blog, and they basically watched episodes of Dog with a Blog for your sins, all right?
Well, you know what? Let's just take a moment for all these people who put their time into this. Just this.
They're brave souls. They're brave souls.
They are. They are.
So first of all, one of the things I want to kind of, I don't even know if you guys caught this, but one of my favorite elements of the project presentation is the comments. So we have, we have Avery, Carl Fink. Aha! I knew you were hiding something with your blog. I will prove that your blog can talk and find out how. I assume this guy's kind of like the antagonist of the show.
Carl Fink.
I don't know. By the way, Stan the dog on the show. Can he talk?
I think.
Jacob.
I'm not sure.
I think
it might be some kind of. It might be some kind of Thornberry's thing, but maybe I don't know.
I believe the dog actually can talk.
Okay, and then we have all these characters getting into a conversation. Oh, come on, Carl. You know Stan can't talk. Stop spamming Chloe's fake blog and move on with your dirty life. I don't remember. Oh, right. This is supposed to be a secret. A secret? A secret? I must find out. So I don't know.
Yeah, so
it's cornball, but I give them credit,
Yeah.
Like I said, the show's dialogue actually is better than this. Not much.
Well,
not
Jacob,
by,
but even so, it's like
I said, not by much, but still.
Yeah, but I don't want to harp on that too much because even though the show I'm sure is corny, it is written by professional writers here, so
I know. I know. I'm just pointing it out.
All right, I'm just saying I don't want that to be kind of like a reoccurring thing when we talk about it because it's not really fair to compare professional Hollywood writing to, amateur. Like these people don't even really know the characters. So anyway,
so let's move on with.
Like I said, it wasn't a dig. It wasn't a dig at them or anything.
Yeah. I'm just saying I don't like it's kind of it's fine. Okay, so I also really like the blog structure of this. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I like it too.
I like the structure, like actually going into the whole concept of the blog.
And what's funny is that I did pitch at the end. Actually, at the end, I was kind of like being cryptic of, well, I'll tell Sandy and Jacob off air what they'll probably do. And I was like, what they'll probably do is just probably pitch that there's some sort of promotional tie-in to Dog with a Blog and that there's like a blog that you can go to, like, ooh, Dog with a River Country blog. And yeah, that's exactly what they did. But what I didn't expect them to do is actually make the blog and have the blog itself be the whole basis of the presentation.
Yeah, this is really interesting. I like it.
Like I literally expected it to just be like a section under like, oh, how are we going to market this thing? Well, Dog with a Blog.
Now I'm seeing this big map down here of Critter Country. And now, did they make this? Are these just?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this campground right here that I'm screen sharing right now is definitely. I mean, it must be unique. I'm actually probably. If I were to guess, I would say that what they did is that they took an original map of Fort Wilderness and then kind of Photoshop some stuff on top of it, like where we have
I like this. Yeah, I like this.
Yeah, so again, for Team Drax, that's definitely a big improvement over the Museum of the Weird project they did where it was all stock images. So, once again, they're stepping up their game in that regard, which I give them a lot of credit for.
For sure, yeah.
it's kind of interesting because I feel like blogs are on sort of untapped potential when it comes to presenting armchair Imagineering concepts. I remember I used a blog to present the news that would come out about my hypothetical DreamWorks-based water park for Universal Studios. And I think that worked out really well because it kind of got the sense of like, over 18 months from the announcement that the water park was going to be built to like, oh, okay, now we have like all the major slides to, oh boy, construction's happening, and finally like opening day and everything. And, having different blog posts for each of the historical milestones of the park as it comes to be constructed. I think that's like it's a really cool kind of framing device that you can use. And I don't know, you know what I mean? It's definitely more outside of I honestly think it's a bit more creative than just doing the professional website, even though professional websites have a lot more options for you. Like professional websites, like we'll talk about, eventually get to Team Baby Groot a little bit later on in the week. But I feel like professional websites have more potential when it comes to presentation and when it comes to visuals, whereas blogs might offer like a different sort of potential in terms of storytelling. So it's interesting to kind of compare and contrast in that way.
Mm-hmm.
I hope I'm making sense.
Yeah, let's see. Where'd they get this the Q image from?
Where'd they get the what?
The lobby/Q image. Yeah, the image here.
If I were to guess, it's probably already in Fort Wilderness. I'm not entirely sure.
Okay.
So one of the things I do like about this, the project, is that they did go out of their way to explain the dog side of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it isn't just a dog staying on the campground. It's a dog staying on the campground in terms of realistically, like, okay, the family's going to go to Magic Kingdom. Well, hold on. I'm going to go to this. I'm going to go to this place. I'm going to go to the, what's it called? The, sorry, guys. What is it? The, oh, here it is. Yeah, the pet point. So what do you guys think of this concept? I think this was very creative.
I admire the idea. I think the pet daycare. They actually have. Do they have one of these at Disney World?
I'm sure they have one at Disney World. There's actually a really famous one at Disneyland. That's like one of the longest running pet kennels in the country.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, it was there from opening day, so that thing's been running for like 60 plus years. So
yeah, I really like this because it doesn't really have anything to do with, I guess, the park per se, but it's like its own thing. I'm trying to figure out a way to word this. It's just going out of their way. I mean, it's going out of their way to. This looks like original art here. Going out of their way to make this and add some flavor to it.
Yeah, and also I definitely think it's a great way to incorporate the IP that they're kind of forced to work with. You know what I mean? Where, yeah. Okay, so we are doing Fort Wilderness. We're doing Dog with a Blog. I would say like a good percentage of people staying at Fort Wilderness, maybe a lot of them might want to bring their pets along with them. And I'm sure that at Fort Wilderness, you probably can bring your pets onto certain campgrounds. I'm not sure what the exact limitations are, but it's great that, okay, like we can use Dog with Blog. We can actually promote like, better animal facilities and like actually like a state of the art, like pet daycare center with really cool, like a pet spa and everything like that, And you know what, Sandy, Jacob? Marketing-wise, from a synergy point of view, I really like it.
I think if they were to bring back River Country, this is something that would be needed, a pet daycare.
Yeah, sure. Especially if River Country becomes like a big destination within Fort Wilderness, and if people start going up to, I could imagine if River Country, people would start making weekend trips just based off of Fort Wilderness and River Country. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, okay. Yeah, and I like the specifications. I like the whole, they're very accommodating of, you could either have a 24-hour plan, and I like the idea of humans can visit during normal operating hours, 6 a.m. to midnight. I like that they pointed that out, so that you can visit your pet basically whenever you want. That's very reassuring, I think. I don't know. For some reason, that just kind of soothed my OCD a little bit of like the 24-hour thing.
What I like about this is it's kind of like a blog meets like travel review kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like Yelp in a way.
Or Wolf in this case.
Wolf.
Yes.
Okay, so I know nothing about Princess and the puppies and everything, so I kind of just glazed past this part of the review. But
yeah, I'm quite impressed. I'm not sure if any of the members on this team watched the show, or if they just went
looked up like certain episodes at least.
No, I mean, let's watch the show in their own free time. I'm not sure if
Right.
Or just just looked it up for the sake of this project. But yeah, I'm quite surprised. I'm impressed.
Yeah, and Sandy here, I'm screen sharing right now another new piece of artwork. They have another map of the area of the activities area, which is cool.
Pause to
yeah.
play.
Very
Pause to play.
resourceful. If I were to guess, it looks like it might be another map that they kind of took and, refined and photoshopped over to fit their needs, which is good.
Yeah. Nice dog park. That's really cool.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so day 3 with guest writer Avery. So this is kind of like we need to describe the water park, but the dog can't go to the water park. So what do? Guest writer. So I like that. And I won't go through all the comments, guys, but each one of these blog posts has at least one comment from another character, which I think was a really fun way to keep all the continuity.
Yeah, for sure. Geyser River.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Geyser River. To tell you the truth, I'm not exactly the biggest fan of the name.
I don't mind it.
Team Baby Groot used River Country Water Park. And I don't know, maybe I'm just a purist. I kind of feel like I would rather just keep the name River Country since it's such a staple of Walt Disney World.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
I'm really. It doesn't matter a lot to me. I mean, I like Geyser River, but I also like River Country as well.
Both work.
It's not a huge deal. It's just like if given the choice between the two, I would probably just stick to River Country.
Yeah. That makes sense. I'll leave the decision making up to you then.
Well, no, don't leave the decision making up to me. Don't put that on me, Sandy. It's your call too. This is all our opinions.
Well, I know. No, I gave my opinion. I'm just saying in terms of if you were to, if any of us were to choose the name of it, I would just leave it up to you guys. Because it really, I like both names. Anyways, moving on.
Okay. Let me see. Hold on. Let me blow this up a little because I think what this is a map of River Country kind of with some added elements to it.
What it looks like.
Oh my god. Yep. So yeah, it looks like they have added areas here. Sorry, it's kind of useless. Sorry, guys. Come on, guys, save me. So let's talk about
my mic was off.
Content. Okay, so I like how River Country is mostly relaxation rivers. Like they have the Cavern Creek, with hot springs and geysers and everything like that. And then they also have the Geyser River Rapids, which is a lot more, you know, it's a little more speed heavy, but I imagine it's still kind of like a nice family ride. So I like the idea of that. I like the idea of Cavern Creek and then the Geyser River Rapids being the two kind of trademark attractions here.
Yeah, because the nice thing about this is there's no like, you know, adults only ride that, you know, little kids couldn't handle. I think little kids could handle all these. Like you were saying, this really nice family oriented park overall.
Sure. And I'm not a big fan of water parks in general, but I can tell you by far my favorite element of water parks is always the lazy rivers.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh,
Like easily.
It has lazy in the title.
I mean, mostly like it serves a great function, right? Like it's a continuous attraction. You can actually get some pretty good theme in there. Like I've seen lazy rivers where you go through caves and under different slides and everything like that.
That'd be great, yeah.
And then also, like, you could literally spend the whole day in the lazy river, which is great. Just keep going around and around.
I think it'd be cool if they had to go around the entire park here.
I think that's kind of the idea, right? I wouldn't be surprised.
Isn't it that blue line off to the side?
It might be. You're right. Yeah, you're probably right. I don't.
Anyways, I'm not complaining. I think
Yeah,
lazy rivers are always fun.
No, I like the idea of a slightly more intense version of a lazy river to kind of counteract that. That'd be a nice addition there.
Oh, you know what? Oh,
What,
I just thought of this. Having lazy rivers, except there's like water geysers that shoot up out of it. You have to dodge them. That'd be cool.
Seen lazy rivers like that with geysers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've seen geysers and lazy rivers.
Nice.
They're great. I mean, I'm not dismissing your idea. It's really fun. And then, you know, it's like we kind of have some more staple water park rides. Like we have the body slides, and then the runoff slides, tube slides. So, you know, that's just kind of more standard water park fare. But I like how they're not the big focus here. The big focus is, you know, we have like Geyser Gorge, which is a family raft ride, which I imagine Geyser Gorge is almost kind of like an even larger scale. Like it's a river raft ride, you know, almost kind of halfway between a lazy river and then like something like Grizzly River Run.
Yeah. And another nice thing about this is it's not like big and showy. It's not like, oh, look at that, and look at this, and look what we did here, and look at that. It's like, it's, you know, it's kind of, it's calm, it's laid back. Got some cool attractions in there, but it's nothing like that's trying to like, oh, you know.
Yeah, sure.
That's what I'm getting from it.
No, you're right. And that's one of the things I like about the whole blog format is that it is most definitely like, it doesn't overwhelm you with information. It just presents it in a very kind of economical sort of way.
I was talking about the map and just the whole layout of the park.
Oh, yeah, I hear you. Okay.
The blog too, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm still trying to get over the fact that I'm actually very impressed by all of this.
I don't know. I think this part, to tell you the truth, is just a little corny. I mean, I understand why it's here, but it's just like, oh, after visiting Geyser River, I decided it would be fun to do research on the history of the park. Here's the backstory. I don't know. Thanks for being such a great guest blogger, Avery. And granted, folks, this all comes down to just like, yeah, it's Dog with a Blog. It's corny, and I honestly kind of feel a little bad for some of the people who had to write some of the dialogue in this. I know I wouldn't want to do it, so. All right.
I'd probably just give up right at the beginning.
Oh, God.
I just write Dog the Blog does stuff, and then he goes and gets wet, and then that's it.
Okay, so I actually really like this little detail they have. Let me see, where is it? So we have the doggy spa, which doggy spas do exist. So, I could totally see it working here. And like I said, it plays to the IP, so really fun. This is actually probably personally my favorite detail of the project is this little paragraph right here. Today I met with a group of dogs who live at Pet Point. How cool is that? There are about 20 of them who claim that they were adopted from local shelters to live there. They have special helpers to teach them tricks. They star in the backyard barbecue and musical review shows with special tricks. And if they aren't able to, they just skip their segment of the show. Isn't that nice? Now, guys, I just want to highlight how cool I think that is, because I'm something of an animal lover myself, and it's actually one of the things I admire about Six Flags Discovery Kingdom is that they'll go out of their way to adopt animals from local shelters and, you know, give them homes, and not just like, oh, look, we're going to put them on display and perform with them, you know. But no, it's more just kind of like they're backstage, you know, like I actually know they kind of have a whole, like, you know, a whole group of kittens that they've adopted over the years, and they don't perform with them or anything. They're just kind of back in the nursery. So I really admire theme parks and animal parks that really go out of their way to do that. And I just think it's so cool. Like, you know, this group of dogs where, you know, you could groom them to almost kind of be the ambassadors to the other pets to the park. And I don't know, like I could see it working in terms of like the anthropomorphized dogs idea of like, oh, you know, we have this elite group of dogs and they're the cool kids. But you know what? I could also see it working like kind of economically in terms of like, A, it does a good service to the community. It adopts local dogs who need homes. And B, like I said, I do think there is something to having dogs there that are familiar with the environment to help kind of guide the new dogs around. I don't know, you know, it's like I don't know that much about dog psychology, but I imagine it'd be kind of comforting to the dog. So I'm just kind of getting on my high horse here. What do you guys think about it?
No, I like it too.
Me too.
This whole paragraph here really goes to show that this team wasn't just, you know, just doing what they could and just getting it out of the way and just submitting it. Yeah, they actually really, really went out of their way to say and said, you know, how can we make this interesting? How can we, you know, make it a little bit more colorful? And I think this really helps. It helps immensely.
Sure.
I have to agree.
Okay. So I agree too, Sandy. I think this is you're absolutely right that all these little details throughout the project really help shine through and, you know, show how cool these projects can be, you know, and how in spite of having a challenging IP, they can actually come through with something pretty good, pretty creative.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we have the renovated Hoop-to-Do review in the settlement area. No dogs were allowed, but by using my signature commando crawl, I was able to watch through the window without anyone seeing me. Now, guys, I just want to take that. Just keep that in mind. We click on the comments. Let's see. Miss Polly, we are glad to hear you enjoyed our Hoop-to-Do review, Stan. However, seeing as you are simply a dog and was able to sneak to a theater window undetected, we will now be installing additional security cameras resort-wide to ensure that a similar incident doesn't happen again. Thank you, and no hard feelings. Also, Peaches, our golden retriever, wants to know if you're available. Bow wow, am I right? Unfortunately, let Peaches know that my heart lies with Princess. However, when we return to the CCC, I would love to bark over some kibble with her. Oh boy. Not sure what that's supposed to mean, but all right. Okay.
Oh boy.
I don't know, but like I said, that just kind of like, it's another little extra detail. Like that's something like I imagine it's kind of like humor from the show, you know, and that they kind of just work in there. And I'm like, okay, darn it, they did it really well.
I'm guessing he just means like, you know, get a bite to eat, talk over some food. All right.
Okay, let me see. So who could you review? To tell you the truth, guys, I didn't really get a chance to read over this whole show, and it's kind of jumbled together. I think they could have broken it up into paragraphs a bit better.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah. That's a bit jumbled.
It's a jumbled mess of text.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
The Music Man?
Yeah, apparently the Music Man's in there. I mean, I'm sure it's fine. It's just like what I'd really need to do just for my own personal benefit would be to copy and paste this text and actually just break it up into paragraphs by myself because I seriously cannot read it like this. Sorry. That's one of the things I think maybe some of these newer players can take away from it. We're not trying to be critical when we say stuff like this. What we're trying to do is kind of like, yeah, you're new to this. You don't really, you really haven't had much experience, but giant blocks of text like this are generally like, they're not very reader friendly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're kind of.
And it goes against the whole blog format.
Yeah.
kind of a menace to look at as well.
Menace to look at. The Phantom Menace. So you like Star Wars?
Oh my gosh, you just worked that into everything.
It's like Star Wars.
Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars.
Star Wars.
All right, I'm sorry. Okay, let me see. So finally we have day 5, the family stuck together to explore the campground. Okay, guys, I think this is definitely kind of like the highlight of the project right here. I love all these different loops. What do you guys think?
Oh yeah, that's probably my favorite part.
For sure. So we start with the 100-acre the 100-acre woods loop. And this is really cool. It was we have what I like about this area is that it's the one area where it has artificial trees to give it a more cartoony vibe. I like that all the other campgrounds around it are real trees, and so the one area is kind of special in that way. Like if there were other areas that used artificial trees, I'd kind of be like, but since it's just the one area, I can kind of see how that'd be a really cool effect.
Yeah. Like Toontown trees.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of the effect I think it would have. It's like, where Fantasyland would kind of be like, Fantasyland, it has like the pine trees and stuff like that. Then Toontown, you go in and it's just all like kind of the cartoony environment for sure.
So you like Toontown?
So you like Toontown? We could put a Star Wars Rebels ride in Toontown.
Right in the
That's
middle.
a cartoon. Goodbye, Roger Rabbit. Hello, Star Wars Rebels.
No.
I don't know.
Anyways, I love
Ben. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, I love Robin Hood, the original Robin Hood by Disney. I love Bambi. I love Winnie the Pooh, Chip and Dale.
It's a great selection of different IPs, right? It all kind of blends together really well.
And I don't think Robin Hood gets enough respect. So I'm glad to see he's getting his.
I honestly think Robin Hood, Zootopia did Robin Hood some favors. I think.
Yeah, for sure.
They borrowed its art style and took it to 3D. So.
Okay, so anyways, I just love the feel of this. Now we have Bambi's Woodlands, which has a butterfly garden. Now Six Flags Discovery Kingdom also has a butterfly gardens. I don't know if you guys saw my video on that I posted a while ago. I'll probably do another video of it soon. But yeah,
I wonder if there's going to be blood stand on the ground and dragging away into the.
Oh God!
Wait, what?
Andy?
Oh God! Oh God! Oh geez, Sandy! Oh no! Oh God! Oh,
how did you not get that at first, Tiki? How did you not get that?
Oh my God!
I mean, come on! How did you miss that?
This is for children, Sandy.
Even the movie didn't show blood.
And the dog's colorblind, right? So if he saw the blood, he wouldn't even know it was blood.
Oh jeez.
Okay, let's not go down a dark path here, folks.
Looks like someone spilled some ketchup. Yum.
Oh.
You're making it worse.
I'm sorry.
Sandy, you're making it worse.
Something smells like venison around here.
Okay, can we just get... I love the butterfly garden, all right? And I like that there's a campground that would have the butterfly gardens as like a nice little perk if you stay in the campgrounds. I would honestly like be like Chloe here. I would be like freaking adorable, perfect Chloe and stay in the campgrounds just because of the butterfly gardens, all right?
It's a perfect butterfly garden.
It is a perfect butterfly garden. And I would be like, hell yeah, I'm staying at the Bambi one because you know why? Because I've got a butterfly garden. Meh. All right.
I think if I had to choose out of all these, I'd definitely stay in 100 Acre Wood just because it's like like we discussed, it'd be something like Toontown or from what we're pulling from it. But I think the Sherwood Forest Loop would also be really fun.
As long as they don't rob you while you're sleeping.
Well, I'm picturing like arrows stuck in trees and
right.
And like hearing like Robin Hood out in the distance or like up in the trees or something like that. I think that'd be really cool.
We'll just hope he gives you money instead of taking it.
He takes from the people that are staying in the deluxe cabins and gives it to the people that are staying in the moderately priced cabins.
And then he gets a rent.
And then like it'd be cool. He has a campground, and you had the big pot like in the movie, and there's a venison cookie over.
Oh God! Oh.
Robin Hood, how could you? Oh yeah, that wasn't the hunter. That was me.
Years we finally know who killed Bumby's mom.
Robin Hood.
He wasn't even a man at all. He was
a fox.
No wonder people have such prejudice against predators in Zootopia.
Killed.
Maybe it was Little John who did the crime.
Oh God.
Well, technically, he would be a predator. So, well, technically, they both
Grizzly
would.
Peak Loop.
Never mind. Sorry, go ahead.
Or I'm sorry, Grizzly Park Loop. Yeah, this seems cool. I like how there's not any like sort of big Country Bears style show here. There's just kind of like allusions to the Country Bears. I thought that was classy. You know, they have some live performances, but it's all wrapped up by 8 o'clock to not keep people up. Very simple addition, but you know, kind of well-rounded.
Yeah. I'm wondering how what that would look like visually. As with Friendship Meadows.
Well, I imagine it'd be kind of like how the Country Bear Playhouse looks like, you know, kind of like log cabins and stuff like that. Log cabins surrounded by pine trees, I'd imagine.
Okay. So, now what about Friendship Meadows? What would that be like?
Friendship Meadows? Is that the Chip and Dale one?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, let's kind of circle back around to that one. So we have Davy Crockett here. What is this one? What is the Davy Crockett one?
King of the Wild Frontier.
Well, I know Davy Crockett is the King of the Wild Frontier, but
I know.
what is this campground loop?
I don't
Is it?
Oh, it's the settlement. It's a settlement. Okay.
Yeah, the settlement.
Gotcha. So Davy Crockett, one of the things you guys have to keep in mind about Davy Crockett is that he was essentially the first major IP in a Disney park where it was like, okay, this guy is a big deal in pop culture right now, so we have to use him. And so essentially Frontierland had a lot of Davy Crockett stuff when it first opened.
The park pretty much exists because of Davy Crockett.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah,
So-
that'd be a nice that'd be a nice hark back to the good old days of Disney and give David Crockett his time back.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a very classy move. And Davy Crockett, he still is a very well-known character, and that theme song alone, I feel like, is very popular.
Yeah, for sure.
Not to mention the coonskin caps.
Of course. Okay, anything else with the settlement?
I don't think so. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, it's Davy Crockett.
Yep. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm looking up something on my phone that's going to go with the Chip and Dale one.
Okay, all right.
So okay, I got it. So the Sherwood Forest, we already talked about this. It's a little bit denser with trees. I'm not exactly sure visually how this would work. Like you said, I could see arrows through trees and stuff like that. Medieval tents, that would all be kind of cool. I like how the medieval tents would almost be kind of like a callback to the early Fantasyland designs in a way.
Are we talking about Friendship Meadows?
No, we're talking about Sherwood Forest.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for sure. That'd be great. That'd be really great. And you could have like the shooting tournament, archery tournament set up and everything. That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like you said, we do have the archery here as well, which is a nice little perk. Although, granted, if it were me, I'd definitely choose the butterfly habitat over the archery. But that's just me. Okay, so Mickey's Backyard Barbecue, great show. Not much has changed from the Fort Wilderness version. They did add a section with pet tricks, of course. And then finally, let's talk about Friendship Meadows. You guys, I am so excited. You have no idea how excited I am because we get to talk about the one, the only, the glorious Chip and Dale's mother freaking treehouse. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
What is that?
It's Monkey and Tiki back at Jim Dale's treehouse back when they went to Disneyland. It's my favorite line in the video. And the mom's just looking out like,
oh, I love it. That's my favorite part.
Oh, gee.
you need a Chippendales Treehouse t-shirt. Dang.
Oh, that is one of my favorite memories of Disney of all time, is recording that. That was wonderful. You know what's fun is that we went on Gadget's Go Coaster right before that just to get our adrenaline up and pump ourselves up. Anyways,
Yeah,
so yeah,
totally-
Chippendale's freaking treehouse, guys. You know what?
They could
Forget
take
about the
that and
butterfly
expand
house.
it.
What?
They could take that, move it in the Friendship Meadows, and just expand it, make it like a whole like Tarzan treehouse type thing, like with bridges and.
No, Sandy, no.
No,
What makes
No?
Chippendale's Treehouse special, Sandy, is that it is a staircase. All right, are you following me? It's a staircase.
yes,
And then another staircase. All right.
yes.
If you add anything to that formula, you ruin the perfection that is Chippendale's Treehouse.
Oh, okay, all right. I mean, I like
Chippendale's
that.
Treehouse is mathematically the most perfect theme park attraction of all time.
All right. I mean, I think a Chippendale Tarzan treehouse type thing would be cool, but okay.
It's
Staircases are fun, especially when they're modeled after cartoon staircases.
No, my friend. No, my friend. You do not understand the subtle complexities and architectural ingenuity, brilliance that goes into the Chippendale Treehouse.
hey guys, it's perfect.
It is incredibly perfect, Jacob. It's a
like the perfect
staircase.
family and the perfect.
Sandy,
perfect dog.
so Sandy, just so you're following me, all right? You go up a staircase, right?
Yeah.
And then you go down a staircase.
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah, I know.
How is that not the most mind-blowing theme park ride of all time? Okay, I'm done, guys. I'm done. In all seriousness,
Just
I do
put-
like the idea of maybe an expanded Chippendale's Treehouse. You know, like Sandy said, maybe something more akin to Tarzan's Treehouse. Even though I love to keep up this whole ruse of like, I think Chippendale's Treehouse is the greatest theme park attraction of all time. No, of course I don't.
put the ball pit back in, and I'll consider it.
They got expanded to Rescue Rangers.
Well, they do have Gadget's Go Coaster right there, and Gadget is a Rescue Rangers character, so they're kind of halfway there as it is.
Oh, all right.
Chippendale!
Rescue Rangers.
Rescue Rangers to Chippendale! All right. Oh, God. And that's almost it, guys. But like I said, I do like the whole Friendship Meadows thing. I like how it's kind of like classic Mickey and Minnie stuff.
I think if you put some Donald Duck footprints around the place just to signify that he's been there trying to find them because they've been annoying him.
Yeah, of course. That'd be a good idea. I can sign off on that.
Hidden Donald.
Okay. So we have one more blog to get through. Oh wait, what is Disco Yeti? That doesn't matter. Okay, so man, I can't believe I have been missing out on so much at Pet Point. Just today, when my humans were having fun at Disney Hollywood Studios, I went to the new dog water park. Wait, what? Or water bark, as Disney calls it. It had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. It's a water park for pets. What? Sorry, there's plenty of human supervision. There's a bunch of shallow pools and mini slides. What?
Dogs don't like mini slides, do they?
No, they don't. No, they don't. What? Okay, I admire the effort here, but I honestly kind of feel like this whole dog water park is kind of taking it one step too far. I give them credit. I give them credit that it's like, you know, that it's at the very end of the blog and it's not. It's kind of an afterthought, but
maybe a splash pad, but not a water park.
Right. Oh God. I mean, it's honestly kind of hilarious.
A paw print splash pad. I go for that, but this is kind of something.
You know what I think we need to look at again, folks?
What's that?
I think we need to look at our perfect family to cleanse the palate. My God, look at them in all their perfectness. I like how the dad's just kind of looking off, like kind of stoically, like, yeah, that's right. This is my perfect family. Oh,
I hope
God.
he gets trampled under a Roger Rabbit vehicle.
Oh no, Sandy, because Dog with a Blog is going to replace Roger Rabbit.
Oh gosh,
I'm
I thought
just
Clone
kidding.
Wars was or
I'm just
Rebels.
Well, it could be Dog with a Blog meets Star Wars Rebels.
Uh,
All right, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So,
dog with a dog with a vlog, some kind of like presentation slideshow.
okay, so let's
I'm
get
done.
into the grading scale here for creativity. What do you guys give?
Aside from that last bit and a little few things here and there, I'm gonna have to give this a 9.
Jacob?
With the whole, it takes a lot to make something out of this IP for River Country, and they took a pretty good spin on it, so I'll give it a 9 as well.
Okay, I'm gonna give it an 8 just because in terms of the River Country stuff itself, I don't necessarily think it was the most detailed, but there is a lot of creativity when it comes to the actual blog. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give it an 8 for creativity.
Okay.
Realism.
Except for the last bit, it actually worked together really well.
Yeah, it did. I'm gonna have to give that a 9 too, because I would love to go here.
I have to give it an 8 just for, you know what? I'll give it an 8.5. I'm going to take off half a point for the water park.
Fair enough.
Because yeah, you're right. Other than the water park, I think everything does work together really well, and it probably would have been a 9 if not for the
and hey, Chippendale's treehouse. You can stay in Chippendale's treehouse. You can sleep on the staircase.
Oh my God.
It's perfect.
Sandy, are you telling me that I could just sleep in on the Chippendale stairhouse? It's so exciting to me I can't even get a sentence out. So you're I mean, forget about staying in Walt's apartment, forget about staying in Cinderella's castle. What I want to do is stay on the Chippendale's treehouse staircase. on that narrow spiral staircase, that would be the most uncomfortable thing in the world to see.
And the security guard's like, oh, there he goes again.
No, there would be a security guard there to specifically make sure that you're not sleeping anywhere but the staircase. like if you try and lean on the wall or anything, like, hey,
nope.
Get back on the stairs. You asked for that.
I promised you'd stay on the staircase, and God dang it, you're gonna stay on the staircase.
You wake up in the morning. You wake up in the morning, your spine is shaped like the stairs, like all bent, twisted. Anyways, yeah, I'd really love to go here because it just seems like a nice, peaceful, family, fun place, park. It's not big and showy. It's nice, you know. It's like a wooded water park with place to stay. You got a lot of places to choose from here when it comes to a place to stay. You can pick any of those different types of forests. It's really cool.
Right.
That's got to be my favorite part. All those different lands/forests.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what about detail?
I'd give that a 7.
I'm actually gonna give that an 8. I mean, mainly because of, like, as we keep mentioning up the water park and that one big block of text.
Yeah, some things weren't explained all too well.
I'm going to give it an 8 as well, just because I think overall, like, ironically enough, the dog part of the project was explained incredibly well. It was, like, laid out with a lot of detail. But the water park is kind of what took the hit in the detail. Like, yeah, there was stuff there for the water park, but the water park was kind of the main component of this project. And I kind of feel like I would have liked to see more from it. So while very solid with the detail, I'm going to give it an 8.
Okay.
And finally, presentation.
That's a. I'm gonna have to give that a 10.
Oh wow, a 10. Wow.
Okay, yeah. Aside from that big block of text, which wasn't very convenient, I'm gonna have to give it a 10. I'm just gonna pretend that that's not here. Well, I'll give it a 9.5 because that is a pretty big chunk of the project.
I can't pretend that it's just not there, Sandy, so I'm going to give it a 9, but I see where you're coming from.
Same with Tiki, I'll give it a 9.
I just think, just all these, dining, shopping, all this layout here, from images to the parks, and they even have some original art in here, and explaining characters and role playing as characters, and just all the stuff, and plus, not to mention the comments, which really are the icing on the cake.
Yeah, for sure.
And the just the way it's all edited together, I think this is really cool. Yeah. Were they? Did you tell them they had to make a website like this?
No,
because
no.
Yeah. So yeah, there as well. I mean, this is on an actual website. I mean, it's Weebly, but it's a website. It's not linked to the WW Magic page. That's really cool.
Sure. Okay, so what are our final scores?
What do I have? Here, I'll do the math here really quick.
Jacob, what's your score?
As you said, 35.
35? Okay, I got 33.5.
Well, mine was 9, 7, right? But mostly, yeah. I think mine is 31.5.
31.5. Okay, sounds good. So yeah, overall, we really liked it. Definitely a step up from the Museum of the Weird project, even though there were definitely things we liked about the Museum of the Weird project. I think this was a much more consistent effort on Team Drax's part. Even though they didn't win, it was very, very close. It was kind of like a photo finish decision. So I definitely, I'm looking forward to talking about Team Baby Groot's project, because they came out with something, while a bit more conventional than Dog with a Blog, because, they didn't have to do Dog with a Blog. It still, I feel like, is very, very solid and very well presented. So we'll talk about that sometime over the next couple days. Jacob, any final thoughts on your end?
No, I mean, like I said, they pretty much working with this project, even if it's this kind of IP, even though I think they pulled it off pretty well. I mean, they had a tough task combining the two, and I think they pulled it off in a decent manner.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching, and long live Treehouses.
It's